July 22nd, 2016. Feast of St. Mary Magdalene.
A reading from the Song of Songs. The bride says, "On my bed at night I sought him, whom my heart loves. I sought him, but I did not find him. I will rise then and go about the city. In the streets and crossings I will seek him, whom my heart loves. I sought him, but I did not find him. The watchmen came upon me as they made their rounds of the city. Have you seen him whom my heart loves? I had hardly left them when I found him, whom my heart loves." The word of the Lord.
The response is, "My soul is thirsting for you, O Lord my God." O God, you are my God, whom I seek. For you my flesh pines and my soul thirsts like the earth, parched, lifeless, and without water. My soul is thirsting for you, O Lord my God. Thus have I gazed toward you in the sanctuary, to see your power and your glory. For your kindness is a greater good than life. My lips shall glorify you. My soul is thirsting for you, O Lord my God. Thus will I bless you while I live. Lifting up my hands, I will call upon your name. As with the riches of a banquet shall my soul be satisfied, and with exultant lips my mouth shall praise you. My soul is thirsting for you, O Lord my God. You are my help, and in the shadow of your wings I shout for joy. My soul clings fast to you. Your right hand upholds me. My soul is thirsting for you, O Lord my God.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. On the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb early in the morning while it was still dark, and saw the stone removed from the tomb. So she ran and went to Simon Peter and to the other disciple whom Jesus loved, and told them, "They have taken the Lord from the tomb, and we don't know where they put him." Mary stayed outside the tomb weeping, and as she wept, she bent over into the tomb and saw two angels in white sitting there, one at the head and one at the feet where the body of Jesus had been. And they said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken my Lord, and I don't know where they laid him." When she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus there, but did not know it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" She thought it was the gardener and said to him, "Sir, if you carried him away, tell me where you laid him, and I will take him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Stop holding on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go to my brothers and tell them, I am going to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene went and announced to the disciples, "I have seen the Lord," and then reported what he told her. The Gospel of the Lord.
July 22nd, Friday of the 16th week in Ordinary Time, the memorial of St. Mary Magdalene. The first reading comes from Jeremiah 3:14-17. The prophet speaks about how the Lord will bring back one from one town, two from a clan, what we would call a remnant, that in spite of the fact that Israel deserves punishment, God will preserve a holy people who will be the source of renewed growth in Israel. They'll no longer think about the Ark of the Covenant, a cultic object, because they'll be serving God directly. And They will be shepherded by the Lord because their shepherds, their kings, their priests have not done the job. Therefore God himself will intervene. And they will no longer hunger for the word because they will receive the word of God in their hearts. Remember, one of the prophets spoke about how the people suffered from a famine of the word of God. Now the word of God will be internalized, and these people will belong to God, not with a subservient observance of an external covenant, but rather with a heartfelt love of the one who has responded to their deepest needs. The Gospel is from John 20, 1-2, and 11-18. We hear that Mary Magdalene went to the tomb early in the morning. Now, early in the morning means when you can see the light at the horizon, but you can't yet see the disk of the sun. And she went to the tomb alone in the Gospel of John. In the 4 accounts of the resurrection, we have different numbers of women going to the tomb. In John there's 1, Matthew 2, Mark there's 3, and Luke there's a whole group of women. There's 1 in John because Mary Magdalene represents the church looking for her beloved. In Matthew there's 2 because you need 2 to give witness. In Mark there are 3 because that's probably how many there were. And in Luke there are many because Luke likes women and they're very often seen as very important in the early ministry of the church. Mary Magdalene runs and tells Simon Peter and the beloved disciple that Jesus is no longer in the tomb. Notice how Mary is the first one to give witness to the resurrection. In many manuscripts and many icons, she's called the apostle to the apostles. Well, after Peter and the beloved disciple go to the tomb, she's weeping in the garden. Now, this is not the Garden of Gethsemane. That's on the other side of the city. This is the Garden of Eden. And she's weeping because her beloved is gone. She sees Jesus, but she mistakes him for the gardener. Now, there are 3 passages in the resurrection narratives where Jesus is not recognized. Here, the road to Emmaus, and when the disciples are fishing on the Sea of Galilee. In other passages, he is recognized, which reminds us that with the resurrection, Jesus is the same but changed. She asks the gardener, "Where have you taken him?" And this is an allusion to the Song of Songs where the lover looks for the beloved. Asks the guard, "Where have you taken him?" Jesus says, "Mary," and as soon as he says Mary, she recognizes him because the sheep recognize the voice of the shepherd. Her response, "Rabboni," master, teacher. And she tries to cling to him, but he tells her that she can't because he has not yet gone to his Father. She tries to hold on to him, but true love doesn't grasp on, doesn't cling on. It lets the other be free. Mary Magdalene goes off and tells the disciples that she's seen the Lord. Again, exercising a responsibility as apostle. In the early art of the church, whenever they show Mary Magdalene, they always show her coming from the tomb. She's not considered a converted prostitute or an adulteress. Rather, she's considered the apostle to the apostles, the first one to give witness to the resurrection of Jesus. And may God bless us.